Cole and I are having some fun today. Come join us.
What's happening, y'all? Cole here from Cross Timbers Bison, and today we have a new series that we're launching here on the Cross Timbers Bison Clips channel called Just Ranchin' It, Behind the Scenes, where we're gonna take you behind the scenes of what goes on here at the ranch and show you a little bit of a different look with no music, no extras, just sights and sounds from the ranch while we tear out this old fence section, burn some brush piles, and we're also gonna share some extra behind the scenes footage that didn't quite make the full episodes to give you a little bit more of an insight on what goes on here at the Ponderosa with the Cross Timbers Bison herd.
I'm gonna sneak around here.
Oh, you didn't like that.
Well, hey guys, Dusty Baker, Cross Timbers Bison. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we were doing, of course, some fence work. You always got fence work. But we're also doing something fun. We're doing one of my favorite things. See that big old burn pile right there? That's exactly what we're gonna do to it. We're gonna burn it. We're gonna light it up. We've got some cedar in there. We've got some elm. We got some hackberry. This is from the cleanup we had for our pond, which is right here. You see some of the mud left over from the clean out. And so we're gonna light this bad boy up. We've got a nice cool morning, no wind. We've got the ATV. It's got a water tank in it. Got Cole out here with me, buddy. He's gonna be flying the drone a little bit, but he's also gonna help me tear out some fence because you guys know we're trying to expand and trying to get these bison on more and more grass as we extend through Project 189 out here on the property. So Cole and I are gonna tear out some fence to try to get some more fence built here on the 9-acre lot. And it's about 1,000 feet of fence, so we got to tear it out. And Richard, in a couple weeks, is going to actually come build a new stretch of fence. We're going to hang a new gate. We're also going to visit the Big Joe herd. It is Cube Day today, and check on them in their new pasture and see how they're doing. Before we do that, we're gonna get this started so we can tear out fence and watch it at the same time. So here it is right here. Let's light this bad boy up and get it going. There's a win.
We're going.
Live.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna film myself lighting this up right here. Starter. May take it just a second. I'm gonna go light it on this back side. I want it to blow that way. Once it gets in this cedar, it'll go hot. So what we did was, we got a south, I guess it'd be an east wind, a little bit, it's only sporadically. So I went ahead and lit the pile on the southeast side so it'll just blow through it, but there's not a whole lot of wind to really make a big difference. But we don't have to be too strategic this morning. Got a little bit of dew on the ground. Everything's green around it, and then if the wind is blowing south out of the southeast, it'll blow into the pond. So that's what we want. But it don't take long to get it started. The cedar trees are the biggest fuel in this. are the best fuel, hottest fuel. A lot of dead stuff in here. It's been setting for a couple weeks now. So we'll just sit here and keep an eye on it. And so far, no wind. I'll get it real hot here in a second. We'll keep an eye out for spot fires. You may can see a better clear view up there than I can.
Oh yeah, that's getting hot.
Mm-hmm. Don't take long. There's not as much cedar in this one. If it was all cedar, it'd be a lot hotter. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Here, I'm gonna move my deal back so your camera can pick it up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big trees in there. It may be a slow burn, but it'll be fine.
All right, y'all, I just finished landing the drone, and while Dusty burns the rest of this big old pile back here, he's gonna let me have a little fun and start my own little pile over here. And then we're gonna get moving on to the barbed wire, the fun part. There we go. That cedar burns hot. All right, now that's started, we'll keep an eye on it while we roll up this old fence so we can get started on the new one.
Once it gets most of the heat down from it and it's calmed down some, we can kind of babysit it while we're out here. The fence is running right along here, right where the ATV is. And here in a couple weeks, we're gonna have a new stretch of fence, about 1,000 feet worth of fence built by Richard. And of course, you guys know there's always fencing going on, especially a new bison ranch. You gotta have good fencing. And that's what we're doing. This last stretch of fence behind this pond that we just cleaned means we'll be halfway through the property on all this Project 189. So what we're doing is these clips right here, easiest and fastest way to tear a fence down is we just come through here and bolt cut these clips off. This one's only 4 wires, I guess. Should be a bottom one. I guess so. So we cut these clips off and then you just pull them back a little bit. The fence will fall off of here. That's it. The hard part about rolling this barbed wire up is these stays, which we've talked about before. You know how we're feeling on these stays here. But so we're just gonna cut it in smaller sections so we can handle it a little bit easier instead of doing 50 yards, 40 yards of barbed wire, trying to roll it up with these in it, it's very hard to do. So we're just gonna cut it in every about 20 or 30 feet and make it shorter sections so easier to handle and roll up. We don't have a lot of barbed wire to tear down today because of bulldozer. When Bryce was here cleaning the dam up, he pushed a little bit of this for me. So he helped me out a bunch and piled it up. So that's kind of how it all folds down together. But if these stays weren't here, all this barbed wire would fall down on it together. There it goes. And then you got crap like this, it just causes problems. Cedar growing in your fence line because nobody took care of the fence line. And this needs to go on the pile. Jeez, that is a hackberry growing in the fence. So in my last video, we talked about over here, there's a fence that runs north and south. All the wooded area is my neighbor's, and it's just straight woods, but his fence and where the new marker is, because it was surveyed, is about 5 feet. So we're gonna lose about 4 or 5 feet because of the new survey. But because of that, the good thing is because the crappy fence that they have, sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. The fence not in the best shape. We just get to start where the new marker is and build the new fence from there. So because we have a new fence running north and south between me and my neighbor, there'll actually be 2 fences, one crappy one and one new one. And then also this is a cross fence. So we don't have to go up as high, and we don't have to do 6 strands of barbed wire, which costs more because this is not an exterior fence. So this will be about 1,000 feet of a cross fence. So we can do our standard 6-foot T-post and only 5 wires like we do on all of our cross fences. And it'll be brand new. So it'll be nice to have a new exterior fence and a new cross fence, and hopefully we don't have any issues and things like that. So
you don't have to deal with this kind of stuff in the middle of your fence anymore.
Yeah, this is just simply, you know, when they get a foot or so tall, you can come and limb lop them up. That, or on your fence lines, we spray our fence lines. All of our new ones will definitely spray and keep all the woody plants out of it. But it's really something simple by just taking your limb loppers. And I know we don't have a lot of land and I mean, there's a lot of fence here, but it's not like we have hundreds and hundreds of or thousands of acres of fence line. But you know, when you're in the cross timbers region of the ecosystem here in Oklahoma, you're dealing with trees. And so we do have some woody plants, obviously, that like to come up and in their fence rows. And that's because of the birds, mostly. The birds will come over here after eating seeds, berries and whatnot. They get on the fence line and they poop, and the seeds fall within the fence line where there's not a lot of traffic, not a lot of grazing. And so that's where all the woody plants come from, is mostly from birds pooping on your fence line. So thank you, birds. That is gonna need a chainsaw, for sure. I think that one is dead. Cedar. Strong. Let me cut the top of it off. At least, maybe. I can't with these limb loppers. You like my limb loppers? They've seen better days. They still work. I say that, then the thing comes out. Well, there goes those. We'll have to fix that.
Ty trying to hang out by the creek.
Old man's got to cool off.
Old man. You having fun down there, Ty?
Oh, that's your seat. So, yeah, you put me here.
Yeah, you driving?
Oh yeah, it's good. This is what I wanted. Nice little easy fire. And this one too, it's gonna take a while. There's a lot of wood in this one. All right, so we are going to the other half. This part right here was torn out with the dozer because it was just a mess. It's gonna be hard to get into. So we tore it out with the dozer. There's a little creek crossing here. We're gonna have to clean up with the chainsaw. And then we'll pull up all this fence over here. Got about another 50 or 60 yards of fence. We're good to go. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut some down.
And 30 minutes later, that's all that was left. Smoldering away for the rest of the day.
So we've got the pond on the north of it. We've got some green grass kind of wrapped around the south of it here. So I like the wind because it is blowing over into the pond, which there's nothing to catch on fire. So we'll keep an eye on it in the meantime and make sure that it's okay. And there's no hot spots anywhere or anything. So it's gonna be a slow burn on some of these big old trees, but that's fine. This place will look a whole lot better once these piles are burnt. And I may get some seed when we know we're getting some good rainfall and put on the dam. Some native seed mix is what I need to get. And there's already quite a bit of native grasses out here, but need to do that before it rains again to really try to get a root system going. I don't know if the native plants will start growing because we're getting out of growing season now, but we'll have to kind of help fill these spots in where these burn piles are too with seeds. But so far, good, successful burn pile. May singe the pecan trees a little bit, that's okay. I'll go take a look at it and see what's going on. Cole and I are having some fun today. We're definitely on the right side of it. Getting a little bit of that breeze so the heat don't blow in our face. So what I'll probably have to do is I'll have to come back with the skid steer eventually once the heat gets out of this thing. I'll have to repile it back up with the skid steer, all the stuff on the exterior, and kind of shove it together, and we may have to burn it again on another day if it all doesn't burn, because there's always some remnants left on the outside or something that didn't get burnt. Didn't make it in the pile, and it's too hot for me to go reach in there right now and throw it in there. So
yeah, you did. Make it easier if I can get these together. together.
Yeah. That fire over there may be hot though too. Whew. There's a lot of cedar in that one. Anytime that there's cedar in these, if you guys don't already know this, cedar is like it's like a bomb. You slide it and it goes up really quick. The best fuel for burning. It's fun stuff. Tie. We can take some, I've got some good footage of whenever we let them in here.
Fun stuff.
It's not 100 like it was last time.
Very true. Are those the buffalo hide gloves?
Yeah, they're not lasting for this fence. They're soft, but they're not lasting for fence. I don't know if they're fencing last. There's that one. There you go.
Make a wreath.
Yeah.
Christmas wreaths coming soon.
Some people actually do that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'll figure this one out. Probably have to
pull it long.
Yeah, but it's he pushed it into this brush right here, so I'm gonna cut him.
Okay.
If you can pull it tight, I'll see where.
That's as tight as it goes right there.
Yeah, it's all jungled up in here.
It's in there.
Let me cut him.
Okay. There it goes.
Almost there.
Hey, a two-man job wrapping barbed wire is
a lot faster.
A little bit faster than a one-man.
Well, all this barbed wire going everywhere helps. It's just like a dadgum puzzle piece, but stuff going everywhere.
What you want, Maya?
I got her whipped.
I know what Maya wants. Want a stick?
Random stick.
Want a stick? Want a stick? Huh? 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 Okay. All day.
That's only like, what, 40, 50 yards? We got 3 big rolls. We'll come back by and pick them up later.
Making progress.
This is the best way to do it. It's the cleanest way to do it. Is get the barbed wire rolled up. It's easy to recycle. So I don't like pushing it all. I did have some push because it was just a mess.
Cut that one at the pile?
At the pile because it's
Push in there. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Easy, Maya.
Running through barbed wire, girl? Chill, girl.
Found it.
Oh yeah. And that is the downfall of bulldozing an old fence line before you clean up the barbed wire.
Yeah. It's better when you just rip it right off the fence. So much easier.
But hey, when you got bulldozers and track hose, you gotta put them to work.
Crap happens.
You gotta put them to work.
Yeah, it's worth it though. But yeah, that's the only bad part is when you're tearing the fence out, you're pushing it. You gotta get the barbed wire out, or you leave it in there and then you pile it up and burn it. And then once all the wood is burned out of it, then you go back and roll it up. So pick and choose your battles or which way you want to do it. This is the cleanest way, is going down the fence line and taking it out. So just cutting the clip off right there and it's all in line for you. But then you got stays in it, and then you got to rip the stays out. So that part sucks.
Well, for a half day of work to rip all this back out after the dozer pushed however many acres this is back here, that's still ended up saving time in the long run.
It does. It does. This is a lot cleaner way and easier way. And fence will be ready to be built.
Watch out, Maya. All right, I will get.
Yeah, I can get this going, Cole, if you want to start cutting those clips off. Okay. You make them get some good.
All right, well, while Dusty is finishing wrapping up that last spool we just cut off, we are going to go over here and finish snipping off all these ties so we can finish this last little 40-yard stretch and get this new fence going.
Nice pretty roll.
I just was doing this.
Cut them in half.
Well, in between each one.
Oh yeah. That's kind of sort of. Oops.
It's dead enough. It was probably not the most entertaining thing to watch, but hey, this is not the most fun thing to do on a ranch either, but it needs to be done. And if you're trying to get a feel for what it's like on a ranch, and if you're thinking about buying your own ranch and getting started that needs some work, you got a lot of this to look forward to.
Unless you buy it already done.
Or unless you gotta find a money tree on your property and you can just pay everybody to do everything for you.
That's true.
But
that's not who we are. Sometimes you just gotta do it yourself. You know it'll get done the right way, or it just gets done. May not be the right way, but
it'll get done in time.
Yep.
And sweat's good for you.
Yeah.
I don't know about the backaches, but
good forearm workout too.
Plus, it like puts nice little rips and kinks in your jeans and your clothes. I think people out West Coast pay good money for that kind of fashion.
They can come out here with us a week.
Exactly.
Be fun. Maybe not for them. For us, it would be.
Might be a little bit more fun to watch.
Yeah.
Watching newbies like me struggle.
Oh, we're good.
Well, we got about what, 7, 8 rolls?
Yeah, we got
10 rolls almost.
Wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for all this.
Yeah, it's not helping us.
No. Good thing is we'll leave some of these T-posts. We'll leave this one probably. Just kidding. We're not gonna leave this one at all. But there are some down here that we'll be able to reuse. T-posts last for a long time. This one was obviously damaged, probably from my skid steer, but we'll be able to use quite a few of them. And so, because this is just a cross fence, like I said earlier, it's we only use 6-foot T-post, and I have a bunch that we pulled up in places, so we'll just be able to reuse them right here. Repurpose them.
Just ranching it. Yeah. And Maya's over here just chasing sticks.
Pretty much. Old man pot.
Whew. Well, there's half of it. I know, like Dusty said, it doesn't look like much, but it's about 200 yards fence right there, condensed down to one little measly looking pile. But it's a clean looking pile.
Also too, we're preparing to burn 80 acres. I've talked about that a little bit. So what we'll do is we're gonna brush hog this 80 acres, which is just right here next to us where this new fence is going. And what we'll do is I'm working with the NRCS here locally, which is the Natural Resource Conservation Service here locally at our extension office. And some of the same people that I worked with for the Johnson grass toxicity with the nitrates and prussic acid stuff, some of the same people I worked with about that are helping me put on a burn, and that's going to be exciting. It could be in September, it could be in October. We're going to do a fall burn on this 80 acres because it just needs to be cleaned up really bad, and we don't know what's out in some of these fields until we get a good burn on it, and then we'll know. So we got to get the exterior of it brush hogged, and so that may come here pretty soon once we get that prescribed burn ready, and that will be super exciting. We have to wait on a north wind because Highway 7 that runs between Sulphur and Davis is just, I don't know, maybe a half a mile north of us, and if the wind blows out of the south, the smoke will blow into Highway 7, and so we can't have the smoke blow into Highway 7. We need a north wind to blow it south away from the highway. So we have to have some things right, and everything has to kind of line up for us when we go to burn. But when we do decide to burn, those guys will let us know and say it's time to go. So we got to get on it and move pretty quick. So that'll be fun, and we'll bring that to you. That should be exciting. We'll have a lot of people out here. It'll be a big deal to burn 80 acres out here with the prescribed burn. That's when it really gets fun. Let's go call them up. Windshield's a little dirty. Woo! Hello, hello.
Come on, Bison.
Yeah, Brooks is good at it. Brooks likes to say it. What is she doing?
Her over there?
She's just being lazy. Didn't want to get up.
Having her afternoon siesta.
Hello, mama cow.
54.
54. Oh, here they come.
54 is one of them that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, some of these Texas cows got a different look in their eye.
Yeah, it gets a
Look out.
close.
Look out.
Ah.
Some of these gnarly horns.
Yeah, who's that?
11.
11 cow.
That one's from Peter Cole from Missouri. Here's another Texas cow.
54 again.
She's back. Her and her dark baby. There's the one we raised.
82?
Yep.
One of the Cross Timbers originals. Do you know whose baby she is?
Nope. No, yeah, we do actually. Whenever I did the registration, it was Belle Stars.
Belle Star Jr.
Belle Stars first. One of her babies. I just pretty much go in circles.
Probably pretty sick.
She's always right here next to me though. She gets pushed around pretty easy. Just got to be careful and watch her get too far pushed. She'll run into me. Get off the beaten path a little here. And spread some out, and that'll keep them busy. This one right here is from Noah. From Broken Arrow Bison right here, yeah. He gave her to me, is that 2021? I think maybe, yeah. There she is. She's dark. Little calf is dark too.
It really is.
Yeah. Show a little chest hair. Don't have any. It's windy out here. Big Joe. Big pecan trees. Or is he cutting hay? Do you hear something?
Mm-hmm.
He's cutting hay.
All you know is we're hang out.
Yeah, she don't like being up close to Big Joe too much. Just get back.
And then there was one.
Last one.
Whew. Put the rest of these up over here.
Where's it? I think you'll see her, I don't know. Alright, now Cole and I, we just finished ripping out the last stretch of barbed wire that we're doing on the entire first half of our land of Project 189. So basically we've torn out the last part until the second half starts, which there'll be plenty more of that later on. But so what I'm going back and doing is I've got the spray rig with me. I'll go ahead and I'm going to spray this fence line. It's just got some eraser in it, and we're just doing it down the line. I'm not spraying my fields or anything, but I'm just going down the fence line, spraying some of that stuff. Give it time to die, because we're going to come back through and we're going to build some new fence on this stretch here. So in the meantime, while we got a couple weeks and the sun is strong, we're going to go ahead and kill some of that grass in between there and some of those woody plants, and it'll make it easier in the future, and maybe we can come back and brush hog it, and all that stuff will be dead. And so when you build your new fence, it's already, you don't have to spray it again until later on in the future. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to go through here and spray this fence line and get it ready to go. Need a brush hog, you know what, for the skid steer.
Need one of those money trees.
Yep.
They ain't cheap.
No. Hopefully this stuff will die. Use it later on. We are expanding further and further, and maybe when we get halfway we can take a break. Maybe, we'll see. But anyways, it's so nice to get some fence torn out, burn some brush. It's all little steps to getting this place cleaned up and making room for our bison, which you guys know that's what we're doing. So we'll see you soon.
want to talk about that now.
Yeah, that's a 32 cow calf. She had her baby in, I think July. I want to say around July 4th time frame or something. Here comes Joe. I don't know if my fly spray helped. I'm calling them dadgum flies. I'm gonna sneak around here.
Oh, you didn't like that.
Well, it's probably like, oh, that guy.
On some Promethean or...
Yeah. Let's see if we...
Oh, that noise. Sorry,
They know that noise.
You knew it.
See if we can do a little sneak attack here. So they hardly have any on them. They can smell it too. This is why he's getting away from me. Ah. That was just in the face.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't.
And the wind does it.
Yeah, don't get.
You have to get really close because of the wind.
Oh yeah, I got a little bit.
Just make him mad.
Make a little rodeo.
Whatever.
A little bit.
Try to help him
Trying to help you, buddy.
as much as we can. I don't know if it helps, but
Better than nothing.
it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Right side. Right side.
Tight, tight.
That's enough, buddy. Now that was a busy day. Don't forget, guys, we got a new drop. Dusty's got new hats, and I played around on my iPad a little bit and came up with this bad boy, a little Big Joe nose. To give you a little bit of a better look at what goes on behind the scenes here at Ponderosa, we're gonna come at you with at least one of those little bonus videos per month. Hopefully gonna be about 45 minutes to an hour long. No music, no extras, just hanging out with us here at the Ponderosa, just ranching it behind the scenes.